All right, on today's Creatrix Live, we are talking about the mindset shift that's going to truly help you do business your way. Because it is so easy to get caught in the rat race online and to want to fit in, right? We want to look polished. We want our business to look perfect and packaged. And so what we end up doing sometimes is we start watering ourselves down. We start watering our message down and really truly watering down our talents and gifts so that we can fit into the perfect little business container, right? So this is the mindset shift that is going to help you break free from that and actually own your magic in medicine, stand in your power, lead with your authority and expertise, and truly do business your way, okay?
Welcome. I'm Kelsey, soul embodiment coach and biz mentor, helping women soulpreneurs unleash their Creatrix CEO so they can build a business they love, express their magic in medicine, and live their version of happy, successful, and impactful.
I want to readdress the 3 principles of business. And this is something I've addressed in a live before, so we're not going to go into we're not going to go into detail about these 3 principles, but these are the foundation, right? For me and the way I operate, these are the 3 foundational pillars of any business. And so this is what all these principles are what governs the world of business. And so to truly be in ownership of our magic in medicine, to be creating a business from that empowered, self-expressed place, we have to be willing to co-create with these principles, right? So those 3 principles are, again, these are the principles that govern business: building relationships, providing value, and solving problems. And what happens when we enter the entrepreneurial journey, like I said in the opener, was that it's so easy to get caught in the rat race that is the online business space, or that is entrepreneurship, and start to water ourselves down, start to even taking on the lingo of other of people that we admire in the space, right? Like, oh, they're doing content like that, maybe I should do content like that. Or, oh, they're speaking like that, maybe I should speak like that, right? And so we start slowly kind of disembodying our unique expression to fit into what we think being a business owner or being an online entrepreneur should look like. And we start to package all of our stuff into this pretty little biz box, if you will. And so the mindset shift here, when it comes to co-creating with these 3 principles of business, is not that you have to shrink yourself to fit these 3 principles, right? Building relationship, providing value, and solving problems. It really is, how can you make those principles work for you? You know what I mean? If you are the creative leader and the creative director, and like as the CEO, you are the thought leader and the innovator that is running your business, how can you take those principles and actually mold them and shape them to fit your talent, to fit your expertise, to fit your authentic frequency, if you will, as a personal brand, right? That's the shift. And it sounds so simple, but I'll tell you, it isn't necessarily easy to put into practice, right? And that's kind of the experiment that is entrepreneurship, right? That's sort of the journey. But that's what it really means, you guys, to be a thought leader and to be an innovator and to be the creative director and really the co-creator with the principles that govern business, right? And I think for those of us that consider ourselves to be really like creative individuals, like creative entrepreneurs, sometimes structure feels really like to us because we want that creative flow, we want the freedom, we want to do it our way. And so sometimes talking about things like these 3 principles that govern business can feel really like a limitation or like a constriction, but I really want to do it my way and I don't want to have to follow any rhyme or reason. But this is what it means to really, again, step into that creative leadership and even the role as co-creator. So if these are the three principles that govern business, how can you co-create with them? Not by shaping or shrinking yourself, but by molding and shaping them to work for you and your creative vision. That's where it all really starts to shift. And that's where it really gets to be fun, because then it isn't about, am I doing business wrong? And why isn't it working? And how do I do it right? It gets to be, well, this is what I'm working with. These are the elements that I have to work with right now. What can I create from here? How can we move this forward? Like, you know, it really actually does spark that creativity and help you think like the innovative leader that you truly need to be a CEO, to be an entrepreneur, to be running and operating a business in this time and space. You know what I mean? So just a kind of silly way to think of this is that, you know, you're human and you have to eat to live. One end of the spectrum might be like, that sucks. That is such a limitation on my time and my energy and my capacity. Like, if that weren't the case, think about all the freedom I would have. Think about all the things I could do if I didn't have to like eat and sleep to survive, right? The other end of the spectrum there is like, oh my God, what a gift. What a gift that I get to eat, that I get to explore myself through food and other cultures' food and food stories. What a gift that I get to go out and find all of these creative, delicious things to try and taste, and that I even get to like create it with my own two hands and experiment myself, right? Like, there are just certain things that are governing principles that we need to A, accept as structure that actually supports us, and B, learn to work with them in really empowered ways. And again, that empowered way here is that you, as the creative director of your business and your vision, get to co-create with these foundational principles of business and entrepreneurship, building relationship, providing value, solving problems, right? That's what all businesses are founded upon. You get to co-creatively work with those things and make them work for you. Shape them. Like, you are the artist, and so you get to shape them to work for you. So how are you building relationships in your business, right? How are you building a network? How are you meeting with people? How are you learning about your audience's needs? How are you supporting them? And how are you solving problems? Like, what are the problems you are helping them solve? What is the problem you help your clients solve for? And how do you do it? What does that look like? How can they identify that they even have the problem that you help them solve for, so they know and can discern if working with you is the right choice for them? How do they know that it's the right time? Maybe they've identified the problem, but how do they know that it really is the right next step for them? Are there other preliminary steps before they're ready to work with you? You know what I mean? Like, what is the problem? How do you help them solve it? What does that look like? What does that process of identification look like? And then providing value. How are you helping them see that this is actually a problem they have? Again, like, kind of going back to, how do you help them identify that? How are you helping them providing value? Really, a really great question to add is, or to ask is, what do you want your clients to feel when they connect with you? Do you want them to feel empowered? Do you want them to feel held? Like, what is the underlying frequency or feeling that you really want your brand to emit? And that is the question that will help you go, how do I provide value here? How do I provide content and information or education or support that helps my clients feel differently, think differently, or take different action, right? That's how you provide value. So again, those three principles of business are not limitations. They are a gift that you get to co-create with as the leader, as the innovator, as the creative director of your business. And when you can start to look at it that way, that you don't have to shrink yourself to fit into what business should look like, you get to take the foundational principles of what creates business and make them work for you. Like, that's cool. That's so cool. As entrepreneurs, we are inherently creative individuals, and we are innovative individuals, and we are willing to get out there and make things happen and get resourceful. So this is your opportunity to really be creative here in your business. How can you make those three things really work for you and your authentic mode and means of expression and service, right? Because you, as far as human design goes, as far as astrology goes, or whatever kind of archetypal lens that you kind of do yourself like exploration through, right? You know who you are, you know how you do business best, or how you operate best, how you build relationships best, how you self-express best. Like, you know, like, who you are and who you want to be. So how can you make those foundational principles of business work for that instead of the other way around, right? That's the empowered mindset shift that I really want you to walk away with here, is that you get to make them work for you. That's what it really means to be a creative, innovative leader, right? The visionary director of your business. Okay. So this is short and sweet. That's what I have for you guys today. Again, we can go into more depth. I really want to start bringing through more of the human design stuff, and maybe even a little bit of astrology as well, because they're connected, so that you can, I find that human design is just so permission giving, right? Because we are, even though we all have conditioning and ideas and thoughts and beliefs and narratives around how things should be, or how we should be doing things, how we should be living, how we should be experiencing, right? How we should be building our businesses. We all have these inherent modes of being, right? Our authentic ways of being and expressing and creating. And so I find that human design and astrology is just so permission giving, because we're like, that is how I want to do it. And now I feel validated that I really do get to pursue this that way, because that is in my nature, right? And so it doesn't matter what lens or archetypal lens you're looking through, but like, you get to truly build business. You get to truly build your business your way. That's what authentic entrepreneurship is all about. That's what we're all about here. That's what being a creatrix is all about, right? Really seeing yourself as the artist, as the creative director who is at choice, who's here to co-create with the elements or the principles of business in this discussion, and to make them work for you, and to make them work for your authentic expression and frequency. Okay. So in the coming weeks, I do want to dive more into the human design elements, so that you can start to feel all of that permission, like, oh yes, I do get to do business like this. That's what is natural for me. I do get to do business like this. That is what is most authentic for me, so that you can really live into what it looks like to taking these principles and making them work for you and your business and your vision. Okay. So that's what I have for you today. Let me know in the comments if you are an astrology person or a human design person. I started in astrology, but human design is really more of my thing these days. It's the one that I've been exploring the most and helping my clients with the most. So we're going to get into that into the coming weeks. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Mwah.
Thank you for watching, and remember, sharing is caring. If you found value in this video, please share it with a friend who needs to hear it. As always, we love your feedback. Please share with us your biggest takeaways in the comments. And for more personal interaction, come join the Creatrix community over on Instagram.